morning, students. Today we'll see the fourth program, that is to access the records using RRN of the record. Okay, but in variable length records, it is not fixed length record, it is variable length record. So accessing the records using the RRN, okay, in variable length record. So that is the fourth program. We'll see the functions, what is required in the fourth program, and then we'll go to the program. Okay, so any doubts, you can put a message in the chat. Fine. Okay. So this is the fourth program. Write program to write student objects with variable length records using any suitable record structure, and to read from this file a student record using RRN. Fine. Now this is the structure which is followed. Okay, so /n is there here, which indicates the end of record. Fine. So /n, which indicates the length of the end of record, is there. Okay, so when you put in file, it is not seen. The cursor just go to the next line and prints the next record. Okay, so this is the RRN. First bit is the RRN, and followed by the separator for RRN, that is $symbol, and then from here the record starts. Okay, from here the record starts. So the fields which are used is USN, the actual record starts from here, USN, name, semester, and department. Okay, now there are different functions which is used. So you have to write the record to the file and then read the record, search the record from the file that is asked. That is what is asked here. Okay, write records and to read from the file. Okay, so yeah, searching from the records using the RRN. Fine. Now the different functions used here. So there is pack function, then there is write header, read header, and search. Okay, so now the concept used here is, see, the structure of the file will be like this. The structure of the file which you create, where you are adding the trees. Okay, so it is like this. Okay, fine. So here there is the header, file header. Okay, where the length of the record, how many records are there, that is mentioned. Fine. So I have told in the first module that each file has a file header which has the information about the size of the file. Okay, how many records are there in the file, and then the size of the whole file. If it is a fixed length record, the size of the fixed length record. So on that content will be there in the file header. Now as a user, we cannot access the file header. So I want to know, now when I'm adding a new record, I want to know what should be the next RRN. The user is not giving the RRN. It is generated by the program itself. Okay, so I want to know which is the next RRN which I have to append in the next record. Fine. So that's why we are storing the values here. This is the RRN, the first bit. Okay, the first value indicates RRN, followed by percentage symbol, and then hash. Fine. So these are the different records. Okay. So this is the structure. Now we'll see the pack function. You know that the pack function assembles the data, whatever we give. So the user enters the USN, name, semester, and branch. So the data what is given by the user is assembled in a proper format. That is what pack function does, and it puts the packed record to the file. Correct. So that is the pack function. Pack function, I have told, it puts the formats the data in a particular format puts the data in a particular format and write it to the file. Okay, so here we'll see what the pack function does. Read data from keyboard. Okay, so now you want to insert the data. So read data from keyboard. Read the next record RRN using read header function. Okay, I want to know what is the next RRN of the next RRN of the next record. I want to know it is 4. Okay, so I read the data from the header so that I will know what should be the next RRN. So I retrieve this value and then increment it by 1. So I will get 4. So that is the next RRN to be used. Okay, so use that RRN, read the RRN, assemble the data in proper format, that is RRN, $symbol, USN, pipeline symbol, name, pipeline symbol, and so on, and write it to the file. Okay, after writing to the file, you have to update the header. Update the header with, that is, there are 4 records now. The RRN 4 is also there. Okay, totally 5 records. So you have to update this with 4. Okay, so that updation process also is done in the pack function. So that is the procedure, what is happening in the pack function. We'll see the next function. So there is to write the data and read the data. Okay, so those are the functions. Now when we say read the data, when RRN is there, we will use using the RRN, we are reading the data. Okay, 1 second, some annotation. Okay, now write header. I told the data has to be updated, the header has to be updated with 4. Okay, so this writing procedure has a separate function. Write header updates the RRN number of last record in header. Okay, so fine. Okay, so this is the write header function. Fine. So in write header, the RRN of the record is updated. Okay, so in the first line, so header is maintained in the first line I showed here. So there is header in the first line, file header, which contains RRN and followed by the records. Okay, so that is the header function updates the RRN number of last record in header. Okay, so format contains 11 characters. The number of records can go up to 11 characters. Okay, and it is initialized with -1. Okay, in the main function, it is initialized with -1. Fine. Next, read header function. So read header, I want to know what should be the next RRN which can be included for the new record. Okay, so reads the first line of the file. Fine. So this is the I want to know what is the next RRN to be included. So read header function is called at that time. Okay, so I read the string and I use the convert ASCII to integer function A to I. So A to I function is used. A to I function, what it does is it ignores all the characters, what is them. It takes only the base 10 numbers. Okay, so even I use A to I of the whole string, it takes only 3 and convert it into integer format. This is a string, it converts it into integer format. Okay, so A to I converts the string into integer, that it is converted into 3, and then this function returns the next RRN which has to be used. Okay, so searching record, again search the record with a specific RRN. So read the records from the file. When you're putting to the file, you are adding the RRN number. Okay, to the each record you are adding the RRN number and writing to the file. So when you are reading from the file, you get the RRN of the whole record also. Then compare the RRNs, which RRN you need, and then each file compare the RRNs, and then if the RRN match, display the record. Okay, so that is the program. Fine. Now this is the file structures in which the structure will be, and yeah, this is the output of the program. Okay, so one means you are writing the record, and two is you are searching the record with specific RRN. RRN starts from 0. Okay, RRN stands for relative record number. Okay, it starts from 0. 0 is the first record, and followed by 1, 2, 3, and so on. Fine. So these two important functions are used in the program, as we had discussed the last time. The same functions which is used, okay, in the previous programs also you have used this program. So sprintf, what does it do? Actually, printf, what does it do? Printf displays the string in a particular format to the monitor. Correct? sprintf displays or sends the formatted output to a string. So this first parameter is the string or the buffer. Okay, so into this buffer the formatted string is put. Okay, so here will be the format, that is the %d and space and whatever format you put. Okay, followed by this variables. %d stands for RRN, and then the USN. Okay, so RRN, dollar symbol, USN, pipeline symbol, again name, pipeline symbol, semester, pipeline symbol, department, pipeline symbol, ended by /n. Okay, so like this you are formatting the record and putting it into V. Okay, so sprintf is to send put the formatted output to a string. Okay, similarly there is a scanf function. Scanf, what you do actually, scanf reads the information. Okay, so the information what you enter in the screen is copied to the variables. Correct? So whatever you enter into the screen, whatever value is there, that is copied to the variables. Here also whatever is there in B, okay, whatever is there in this buffer B is copied to these variables. Okay, and it is in this particular format. The content what is there in B is in this particular format. Okay, accordingly the division is done and copied to these variables. Okay, that is when there is the first record. When there is the first record, so the not dollar, if it is not dollar, copy it into RRN1. Okay, when dollar appears, stop reading. Okay, because dollar indicates the end of this RRN. Okay, whatever length of RRN is, till dollar comes, you just copy the content to RRN variable, and then there is dollar again till pipeline symbol comes, copy it into USN. Okay, then there is pipeline symbol, and similarly, so this buffer content is in this particular format, and the content is copied to these variables. Okay, now we'll see the program. Okay, we'll see the program. I'll just share that file. Okay, you can switch off the mic. Off the mic there. The number of participants are less, 33 only. Why? Only 33 participants. Okay. So here we'll just see the main function. Okay, so in the main function, here this is a class, okay, variable which contains the structure of the record. As in the previous programs, there is a structure for the records and what all functions are there. So unpack is not there. Fine. So what all functions are there in the program? All that functions are declared here. Fine. These are the variables. Okay. So the variable class is present. There are the header files which is used, IOStream for the input output, cout cin functions, fstream for the creating the file using the file operations. Okay, so and stdlib for the exit function. Okay, and string.h, you are using string compare to compare the RRNs. Okay, so the string compare function is used. Fstream, you are using the file dot open function. Okay, you use the open function, you use the write function, you use the read function. So for all the file stream functions, the file stream header file is required. Okay, stdlib for the exit function. Fine, and so on. Now we'll see the main function first. Okay, so in main function, there is an infinite loop similar to the previous program. Okay, so initially you are opening the record. Fine, you are opening the record in out and append mode. So what does it mean, out or append? So what does it mean is, if the file is already existing, open in append mode. If the file is not existing, create the file. Okay, so it is out. Out means open the file in write mode, and here append, if the file is already existing, it is opened in append mode. That is, pointer will be at the end of the file. Okay, so this is required because any other time you are opening the file for writing. Okay, and that is, you open the file in append mode, always in pack function. You are opening the file in append mode because you have to add new records. Okay, and suppose the file is not there, not at all created actually. In such case, it is the append returns an error. Okay, so that's why iOS out or app function is used so that the file is created and stored. Fine. Now this is file open function first. Okay, I'm opening the file and I'm trying to read the header content. Okay, write header content. Fine. So okay, I'm trying to read the header content from the file to this buffer. If the reading fails, then that means there is no, even the first line of the file is not present. Okay, so I'm opening the file in read mode. I try to read the content. File dot fail means if the previous operation has failed. Okay, if the previous operation, that is read operation, has failed, it returns true. Fine, understood? So I'm reading the file there in the first line. So if this operation fails, the if condition becomes true, that is, there is no data in the file. So it is the program was not able to read the content of the file. That means the file content is empty. There is no contents in the file. Okay. In such case, I'm putting -1 to the header. Okay. So I'm putting -1 to the header. That means the file is empty, and I'm putting -1 and the percentage symbols in the right header function, followed by the hash symbol. So there is no records, it is -1. Okay, when the first record is added, so when the first record is added, its RRN is 0 and the record is added. Okay, when the record is added, it is updated to 0. Means first record is added. Okay, so this line indicates the RRL of the last record which is there in the file. Now I'm not able to read anything from the file. That means this particular line is also not there. Okay, the file is empty, so I was not able to read, and that's why I put -1 followed by, okay, percentage symbol. You saw the format in which I am putting. Okay, in the slide PPT, you have seen the format of the file structure. Now here you can put it in any format. Okay, the programmer, how the programmer designs wants it to be, in that format it can be. Any format can be followed. Okay, so for the whole program, the programmer should know what is the format in which the data is put. Fine. Now what has happened here? The read operation has failed. Yes, it has failed. It is true. The read operation has failed. In such case, closing the file. Get to the buffer. I'm putting -1. Yes, printf function. Okay, so this is the buffer. This is the format in which the data is put, and this is the value, variable or value. Okay, so -1 is sent to write header, so that I put the header in the particular format, whatever format we have followed. Okay, so this is the format what I have followed. Till here it is a 10 characters followed by hash symbol. Fine. So if it was successful, I was able to read the content. Okay, I was able to read the content, then close the file, and then start with the operations. Start with the write function, start with the search function, and so on. Fine. So we'll see the write header. What is the procedure followed in write header? Okay. So here you can see the write header function. Once again, I will just copy this. Okay, so the write header function, fine. So in the write header, you're updating the header. As I told, it was -1 initially. You're updating as you put the data, your records, you're updating the header. Okay, so you had sent to the write header from the main function. I had sent I have called the function write header, correct, in the main function, and I had passed -1 as the buffer, correct. So -1 is present here in character pause. Fine. So here you can see the file is opened because I have to frame this header and put to the file. Okay, so j is equal to string length of pause. The string length of pause when I send -1 will be 2. Okay, so the string length is 2, and if till it is not equal to 10, append the percentage symbol. So -1 followed by the percentage symbols. The percentage symbol is appended. Okay, when it is equal to 10, add hash symbol followed by /n. /n will not be seen in the record. The cursor will just go to the next line so that the new record can be added. Okay, so it is appended by /n, means go to the next line of the file. Okay, so this is the content of pause. Now file seek p, you know what is seek p function? Seek p function is to move the cursor to the beginning of the file. So to the, not only to the beginning, to any position, to a particular position in the file. Now I'm moving to the 0th position from the beginning of the file, means the file cursor will be here. If I give the 10th position, means I'm moving the cursor to the 10th position, and the cursor will be here. Now whatever I write will be written from this location. Okay, so here it is from the 0th position Move the cursor to the 0th position from the beginning of the file, means file, the cursor is moved to this location. Okay, now here to this location, and write the content of pause. Okay, so whatever is framed here, that is -1 followed by -1 followed by the percentage symbols, and then hash, and then /n. So put it to the file. Now the cursor comes to the next line. Okay, so that is the right header. We'll just see the pack function, how the data is packed. Okay, so you know that in pack function, you are adding the new record to the file, correct? So enter the USN, fine, enter the USN name, semester and department. I'm reading the USN name, semester and department. Okay, so this is the characters variables which is used in the in this particular function. So B for buffer, that is I'm using this buffer for the formatted string to be stored. Okay, so len is the, I'm copying the, okay, so len, okay, so len is the buffer into which the RRN is copied. Okay, so RRN is an integer. Here RRN1 is an integer, so that is converted into string and sent to the right header function, because I have to update in the header. Fine, so these are the variables which is used. Okay, I think I have from the program what I have sent to you previously, I have changed, I have modified the program, I have reduced the length of the program a bit. Okay, so now I have read these variables to this values to these variables. Okay, next I want to read the RRN. I want to know what is the next RRN of the new record. Okay, so read header function. In read header function, I'm reading the RRN of the record. I want to read the RRN. Okay, so what is this value of the previous record? Fine, so open the file in write mode, in read mode. I have to open in read mode, in mode. So to avoid confusion, every places I have given iOS in or iOS out. Okay, so you have to read from the file here. Use get line. So whenever you are opening the file, when you use the read or write mode, the file, I have told the file pointer will be pointing to the initial position. Okay, the first position. Fine. So whenever you're opening the file pointer will be in the first position if you are opening in read or write. Okay, so directly you can use get line function. Okay, so that you are reading the first line content. You are reading 12 characters or till the /n appears. I have discussed the getLine function earlier. So getLine function has 3 parameters. The first one is the buffer. Okay. Second one is the number of characters which must be read. And third is the delimiter where the file, the reading must be stopped. Okay, anyone which appears, the 12 characters or the delimiter, whichever appears first, so there the reading stops. Okay, so get line, read the complete line until the second parameter number of characters or the delimiter appears. Okay, so the first line is read and the header is in this particular buffer. Okay, so the header content, I had told the header content will be like this. If there are 4 records, the record will be RRN 0 to 3. Okay, and this is the format in which the header content will be. So this is converted to integer. As I had told earlier, the ASCII to integer function reads only the base 10 value. It does not consider this characters or space, whatever you give is not considered. Okay, it reads only the base 10 value and then converts it into integer. Okay, so here the base 10 value, that is 3, is read and converted to integer, and plus count. Plus count means it returns the next RRN to be included, to be appended to the new file, new record. Okay. Now currently the RRN is -1. When you are writing the first record, the RRN is -1. Header is in header -1 is present. So it reads -1. Okay. It reads -1 and increments the count. So count becomes 0. So the RRN of the first record is 0. Okay. Right. So RRN of the first record is 0. So 0 is copied. You can see that the read header function returns an integer. Okay, it returns an integer. So any doubt you can put in the chat message. Okay. Now it is returning 0. So read header returns 0. And you are formatting the record content in the particular structure. So this is the pack function. You have read the variables, you have read the RRN. I want the record in a particular format, that is RRN followed by $symbol, name, USN followed by pipeline, name followed by pipeline, semester followed by pipeline, and department followed by pipeline. Okay, /n at the end, so that it indicates the end of record and cursor goes to the next line. Okay, now this is packed and formed. Record is packed and formed. It has to be sent to the file. Okay, so the record is in buffer B. Open the file in append mode. I'm opening the file in append mode. Okay, because I have to go to the last position of the file. Okay, the last position of the file, and then put the new buffer content, new record content to the file. Okay, after putting the record to the file, I have to update the header. Okay, update the header. What is the RRN? So RRN value is present in this of the new record. RRN value is present here. So that has to be returned to the first line of the file. Now the new record RRN, this is the first record, new record is 0. So 0 is passed here. Okay, 0 is passed here in right header function. It is a character array format. That is what the right header takes. Okay, that's why you're copying it into len, formatting it into len, and passing the len variable. Okay, and in using len variable again, so 0 is appended. 0 is the RRN of the new record which is formed. So here this is the new record, suppose. So some USN, okay, and then followed by pipeline, followed by name, okay, pipeline, and then semester, and then branch, okay, followed by /n. Record cursor will go to the next line, and this has to be updated. So I had sent 0 as the pos value. So the position 0, okay, and the string length is 1, okay, and until the 10 characters, put percentage symbol, put percentage symbols for the 10 next until the 10 characters, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay, and then followed by so 0 to 9, it is the in the array pos 0 to 9, it is this percentage symbol followed by # and then /n. Fine. So again, go to the beginning of the file and place this record there. I'm writing this record. Okay, close the file. So this is how the right header, and you have seen the read header, how the read header works. Reading the first line, converting it to the ASCII to integer and increment count. Okay, so that is the pack function. Coming to the search function. Okay, any doubt in pack function? Read the content, read the header format from the read header function, put it in a particular format, open the file in append mode, write the content to the file. Okay, write the content means write the record, new record, which is framed, okay, which is packed and framed to the file. And you are updating the updating the header, the first line of the file using write header function. Okay. Next is search function. So search, you are searching with respect to a USN. Okay. Open the file in read mode. You are reading the content from the file, and then enter the RRN to be searched. So you are entering the RRN which has to be searched. Okay. Now seek G. Move the get pointer to the 12th position. Why it has to be moved? Because I have to start reading the records. Only in this previous programs, you had not seen the seek G to a 12th character position from the beginning. I just open the file and I start reading the records, correct? So here I have to start reading the records, but first 12 characters are not the record content, correct? So this is the header. That's why I'm moving the cursor to the 12th position so that I can start reading the record. Okay. So that's why here I'm moving using seek G. Okay, not seek P. Seek P is moving the put pointer. If I want to write the data, I use seek P. I want to read the data, I have to use the seek G function. Okay, we have discussed the syntax earlier. It is nothing but seek G. This is the offset by how much you should move, and this is the origin from where it should get, the cursor should move. Okay, from the beginning to the 12th character position. Fine. So it is the seek G function. I have moved to the first record now, first record position. Okay. Now, if it is an end of file, just break from this while loop. Otherwise, read the whole record. Okay, read the whole record till the /n, that is the first record is read initially. Okay, and scanf. What does the scanf function do? The content of the buffer is put in, is in this particular format, is assigned to these variables. Okay, the content of scanf, whatever usually the scanf function, whatever the user enters in the keyboard is read as it is and copied to the variables, isn't it? So here also the B content has the data which has to be copied to the variables, and it is in this particular format. Okay, and it is respectively copied to the variables. So till it is the it is not a dollar symbol, everything is copied to RRN. Till it is not a pipeline symbol, everything is copied to USN, and so on. Okay. Now RRN1 has the RRN which is copied, which is read from the record. Okay, and RRN is what you are searching for. Okay, I can use any other variable, search RRN I can put, but it becomes lengthier. Okay, search RRN I can put. So yes underscore RRN. In the declaration also I will use yes underscore RRN. Okay, so it is the RRN which I am searching for. Now if it is, after comparing, if this is the RRN what I was searching for, then display the content of the record, the variables how are splitted and copied here. Just put the contents. Set the flag to 1, indicating that the record is found. Okay, continue this while loop. It is an infinite while loop. It is okay, it is an infinite while loop. While true, while the condition is true. Okay, means while 1, it is infinitely flows. Okay, only if it is end of file, it is break from the while loop, comes out of the while loop. Okay, when it is coming out of the while loop, that is when it reaches end of file, no more records to read, and flag is not set to 1, means no record was found. In such case, flag is equal to 0. Okay, key not found. Flag must be initialized to 0 initially. Okay, flag is initialized to 0. Means if whenever you find a record which matches the RRN which I am searching for, it is set to 1. It is set to true. Okay. Otherwise, flag will be set to 0 itself. If flag is 0, then it means record is not found. Okay. So this is the fourth program. The main two functions are pack and search function. Okay. In the pack function, you are calling read header to read the head, to know what is the RRN of the next header, and also you are using write header to update the file, okay, with the new RRN. Fine. And then we are using the search function. In search function, there is no, I am not calling any read or write header. I'm just searching the RRN and displaying the record content. Okay, so hope you have understood. Any doubts, you can just put a message in chat. Okay, you can just put a message in chat if there is any doubt. Meanwhile, I'll just take a snap of the attendees. The count is less today, and previously I saw it was only 33. Okay. If this is the case, I will update the register accordingly. Okay, I'll see that. I will take the snap of the attendance in between. Okay, any doubt, please put a message in chat. Somebody has put the message in WhatsApp. I couldn't read it. Okay, I will not be able to read when class is going on. So if any doubt, put message in chat. Okay. Fine. Any doubt? So this is the fourth program. Fine. Tomorrow we'll continue with the theory content. Okay, so tomorrow I have 2 classes. I'll be able to complete the B-tree concepts, okay, and B-star trees also. You can write, you can write the programs after executing. Okay, write your own output. Don't copy the output of what is sent, okay, or what is in the manual. Execute the program and write the record. As usual, in the rule sheet, you are writing the program. Okay, right side plain sheet, you are writing the output, and also now in this file, the student stu.txt file is created. Okay, so draw the student file also, which is created to the plain side. Okay, so no doubts. Right side, wherever ruled lines are there, write the program. Left side, unruled side, output, and the file format. Okay, so in variable length records, so write the variable length records in the file, whatever is returned to the file. Okay, write the records. Okay, you can write the records. Start writing the record. As you execute, write the records with the output of yours. Okay. Next, tomorrow's class, there will be 2 theory classes. So we'll complete the B-tree, that is the 3rd module content. First part of 3rd module is not done. Only the later half, which is given more priority, and which is a continuation in the next module, is done now. Okay. Any doubt, you can message. Fine. Anything else? Okay, you can end the meeting. You can end the meeting. Thank you.